Hello, Assalamu alaikum. In today's session, I'm going to talk about feminism and various waves of feminism. Feminism is, in fact, a movement that was started to restore women to their literary rights and expose literary sexism, criticizing disciplinary paradigm and formulating feminist ones, preparing the way for feminist theories that would model co-production of subject, social, and knowledge formation. In this particular session, we are going to talk about four waves of feminism. First wave of feminism talks about inequalities that are based on women suffrage and women subordination in various ways of life. So, this particular first wave talked about abolishment of the white women's rights as well. Likewise, second wave of feminism was a period in 1960s around the civil rights movement that also talked about the legal obstacles to gender equality, and it also talked about the issues related to sexuality, family, workplace, reproduction, and then inequalities in official and legal matters. Similarly, third wave of feminism starting from 1980s talks about various ways in which women were oppressed, and they talk about issues that are related to the color complexion, ethnicities, nationalities, religion, and cultural background of women. And on the basis of these mentioned backgrounds, women are oppressed in the social circles. Likewise, the fourth wave of feminism is related to the digital onslaught of social media, where women are exposed to various types of exploitations, and it aims to empower women in the social and digital world, and that is how Me Too movement also started. So these are the fourth waves of feminism that we are going to talk about in this particular session. Let's look at all these in detail. First, let's see that how the first wave of feminism talks about. It refers to the feminism to a period that started during 19th and early 20th century in the United Kingdom, Canada, Netherlands, and the United States. It focused on inequalities, primarily on gaining women suffrage. So let's see that how the leading feminist, the one upon whose work the foundation of feminism stands, that is 1792, Mary Wollstonecraft. She published the revolutionary vindication of the rights of women in 1848, and above 200 women met in a church. They came up with the 12 resolution asking for a specific rights such as the right to vote. Reproductive rights also became an important issue for early feminists. First wave of feminism had a fairly simple goal: have society recognize that women are humans, not primarily. While the leaders of the first wave of feminism were abolitionists, their focus was on the white women's rights, and that how white women, the relation to the white women and how they are oppressed in the society. Second wave of feminism was a period of activity in the United States which began during the early 1960s and lasted throughout the late 1990s, whereas the first wave of feminism focused mainly on overturning legal obstacles to gender equality. Second wave of feminism broadened the debate to a wider range of issues: sexuality, family, workplace, reproductive rights, defective inequalities, and official legal inequalities. So it merely focused on the domestic as well as professional issues of women in their social life. It built an it built on the first wave of feminism and challenged what women's role in society should be, inspired by the civil rights movement, where the black women took charge of their own movement and started working for their own empowerment. Protests and the protest against the Vietnam War, activists focused on the institutions that held women back. This meant taking a closer look at why women were oppressed, traditional gender and family roles were questioned, queer theory became more established. So, in a way, it was relevant to Black arts movement as well, where leading African American writers started working on to empower themselves, and these writers include Toni Morrison, Maya Angelou, Alice Walker, and many other writers. So there are three main types of feminism emerge in this second wave: mainstream feminism, liberal feminism, and radical and cultural feminism. Mainstream feminism, first one, focuses on institutional reforms, which meant reducing gender discrimination, giving women access to male dominated spaces, and promoting equality. Second type of feminism, which is radical feminism, wanted to reshape society entirely, saying that the system was inherently patriarchal and only an overhaul of the system would bring liberation. It resisted the belief that men and women were basically the same. Third type, cultural feminism, had a similar view and thought that there is a female essence that's distinct from men. So, this type of feminism or this wave of feminism talked about mainstream, liberal, and radical depending upon the issues that were faced by women of the time. Third wave of feminism, which is related to the beginning of the 1980s and continuing to the present time, it was a realization that women can use the stereotypes given to them and create a sense of empowerment. And the third wave redefined women and girls as assertive, powerful, and in control of their own sexuality. There was also a realization that women are of many colors, ethnicities, nationalities, religions, and cultural background. The third wave embraces diversity and change. In this wave, as in previous ones, there is no all encompassing single feminist idea. Rather, it's more of a kind of accumulative approach which gives focus to various issues that are faced by women of the contemporary age. Third wave feminism also became more conscious of race, as Kimberly Crenshaw, a gender and critical race scholar, coined the phrase intersectionality in 1989. The term refers to how different kinds of oppression, like those based on gender and race, intersect with each other. And the phrase third wave feminism was coined by Rebecca Walker in 1992, a 23-year-old bisexual woman. When the internet became more commonplace, it was even easier to hear the perspective and the ideas from feminists around the world. Feminism was expanding. So here in this type of feminism, or in this wave of feminism, the issues related to the gender and race became more of a fashion, and women started asking for their own rights. Likewise, we have fourth wave of feminism as well. Some people think we are still in the third wave of feminism, since the fourth wave isn't so much as a shift as the continued growth of the movement. However, with the Me Too movement and a resurgence of attacks on women's rights, many scholars believe we are living in a new wave. Social media activism has propelled the movement firmly into the technological age. It builds on the third wave emphasis on inclusivity and asks hard questions about what empowerment, equality, and freedom really means, because they believe that third wave of feminism is unable to bestow rights to the women of color, especially black women and women of Asian background. So women have not gained the kind of empowerment as they are supposed, or as they are considered by the society that they enjoy. So here are some key points. Intellectually, feminist studies investigate gender, race, ethnicity, nationality, class, sexuality as categories that organize social and symbolic systems. Feminist literary criticism advocates equal rights for all the women in all areas of life, socially, politically, professionally, personally, economically, aesthetically, and psychologically. The literary text is never primarily a representation of reality or a reproduction of a personal voice, expressing the minitude of personal experience. Feminists formulated overarching theories that these theories in turn were criticized by the feminists based in different disciplines under the titles of the real constructivist and post structuralist movement as well. So, on the basis of these waves, many types of, or many kinds of feminism also came into being, such as the traditional feminism, or then ecofeminism, working on ecology, Marxist feminism, working on economy, and likewise radical feminism, which is revolutionary in nature, cultural feminism, or socialist feminism, and many other types. So feminism as a whole works to empower women so that women could regain their status in the society and could be empowered. If you have any question related to these, you can reach me out. Stay tuned, stay happy, and stay blessed.